She actually left me with the microphone and just cut out on me. And I'm standing there and I'm like,
Bill, you should
okay,
have a camera on him while he's talking.
let me just ad-lib or something, and
I can't.
but in to add a little bit more to what I was saying about the two ways of learning, either from your own personal experiences or from someone else's experience. After going through a whole lot of different, events, some you come out of a little bit wiser and some you're doomed to repeat, and sad to say there was some that I repeated. She was talking about having the children and you're telling your children, don't do this because this is what's going to happen. I recall, growing up that I wasn't always the one that listened. I had to learn some lessons over and over and over again. And in the coaching, what we do is we take an approach to better decision making, and it's sort of like consequential thinking. Because a lot of times we ended up in places and did things that didn't work out for us as a result of not thinking about the end, And, it's about playing the whole tape out. Look, okay, this could possibly happen. Considering the possibilities, this could happen. This is what I want to happen. But there's a possibility that this might happen, and can I deal with this? It's like, we got a process we call, the three step. What works, what's missing, what didn't work, and what's next. And when we talk about what's missing, we're asking, what's missing from me? What could I have applied to the situation that would have had it work? Okay, and that's what's next. Whatever was what. I'm glad you could add it. Whatever was missing should be applied to turn what didn't work into a what worked. Okay, and it's the power in just viewing things from that aspect as opposed to getting away from right and wrong. Because we look at people today and we look at words. And then when we were younger and we would say sticks and stones would break my bones, the words would never help. That was the biggest lie ever told, right? Yeah, hit me with a stick and let me deal with the bruise, right? Right, because you can say some words that cause harm 30, 40 years later, but you can hit me with a stick and I could just go get me some cocoa butter and an ice pack and, get the swelling down, rub the cocoa butter on it, you might not even know I got hit right there, right? So, it's about words and not really paying particular attention to how much harm words actually cause and the way people feel about themselves. It's been a big, this big thing been going on in society lately about self-esteem. Self-esteem, and what's esteem? Estimate of, and that changes. Sometimes my esteem is high, sometimes it's low, sometimes it's like neutral, but, and what we want to get into is self-respect, as opposed to self-esteem, right? Because self-respect just is. It is what it is. And people come from all different types of backgrounds and have all different type of things going on with them that they're carrying around with them, due to someone's, let's say, irresponsibility, by not really thinking about the harm that was being caused to you, when they said this, that, or the other. So when you get into matters of right and wrong, you can tell me that I did something wrong, and I don't hear that what I did was wrong. What I hear is that I'm wrong. Or that there's something wrong with me, And that's what we have to combat, We have to really get into another way of communicating with each other and what works, what doesn't work, what's missing, and what's next just, was the solution. It was that, when I say that didn't work, you don't hear that. You don't hear me saying there's something wrong with you.
Okay. Okay.
Got it. You clear that what I did didn't work. Okay, then what do I need to do to have it work?
Okay. the balls are rolling, the thoughts are ticking, and all that. That's awesome. I like that. Yeah. See, that's why I have a coach. You need a coach too. You don't need a coach, but you deserve. You can
benefit from it, for sure.
What was that?
You can benefit from it.
Yes, you can definitely benefit from it, and I think we all benefit from what you just had to say. Wouldn't you agree? I think that was powerful. That was powerful. Pretty good. So the question was, why am I writing this book? So I asked each of you, why are you writing this book? Feel free to step to the microphone so we can hear you. Feel free to step to the microphone so we can hear you. We don't bite, unless you got some food in your pocket.
Good evening.
What's your name?
Annette Fields.
Annette Fields.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
My reason would be, in regards to writing a book, is to encourage others.
Okay.
To motivate. Mm-hmm. And because of my past, there might be somebody else out there who's gone through or who still is going through. Mm-hmm. And with me being transparent, I love keeping it real.
Okay.
I would want them to literally go through the process and think. And as he was saying that, I was like rethinking of the mind, you know, going back to where you was. But if you can do it over again, the way that you would change it. And I really love seeing people smile and just hugging people. And with the book that I am going to write,
that you are writing.
That I am writing. I received that.
Tense. That's one of the things that we're going to talk about here.
That I am writing. I really want to encourage, and it's going to even encourage me. So that's why I'm at today.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
You.
We appreciate that. Excuse me. Would anybody else like to share why they're writing their book? Okay.
My name is Tasha Jones, and I'm actually in the process of writing 2 books. And both of the books are going to be an autobiography of my life. The first book is going to begin from birth, you know, and tell all the things I've gone through as a child and different things like that. And it's going to end with something that I went through with my son's father, who was a preacher. And at that time, I had just gotten saved. So something happened, and now he's not in his life. And so the first book will end with that. And then the second book will begin where that left off. And my plan is, you know, for it to go through the process of having to deal with that, you know, had to come to grips of being a single mother and, you know, going through all the things, thinking about committing suicide. I thought about aborting my child. I had thought about, you know, not even wanting to continue to go to church because I had just gotten saved and I couldn't believe that it happened to me. But through that process, God, you know, lifted me up and he got me through it all. And I want to end the book with, of course, you know, how God got me involved in ministry. And then after that, you know, end with a happy story of getting married. So my story would be to encourage, to inspire, to lift people up. Of course, people probably cry and different things like that, but basically just to say that no matter what you go through, there's always something on the other side. You know, if you just don't be afraid and just go through that door, who'll get you through it? And that's the purpose of me writing a book. And then the part concerning my son's father, I really want to make it into a play and then eventually a movie. So I don't, you know, that particular part, because I know there's a lot of people out there who are ministers, but at the same time, they're wolves in sheep clothing. And us women, we're going to church and we think that's where we're supposed to find our husband because that's what we're taught. And then you get with them and they deceive you, and even that hurt way worse from when I was in the world, you know, when I came to church. So just as an eye-opener, that just because someone say that they are a minister of the Lord, you really got to seek God, because that don't mean that they are who they say they are. Right. So that's my purpose of writing.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. That is awesome that you would say that. There was another sister here, I believe her name was Shayna. I can't remember her last name. She wrote the book from Apology from One Sister to Another, something like that. I can't think of the exact name. She was on the show a couple of years ago, and she wrote a play about it. Wow. And I think Nikki Woods from WGCI at the time, we were both there. She helped her promote that awesome, awesome play, awesome book. And as a result of her sharing that story, what you just said about the baby mama daddy drama, whatever you want to call it, for lack of a better word, it helped other people, and people have encouraged her to write more. So she's writing the second and third volume. So I commend you for sharing that, because when you share of yourself, you not only release that toxic thinking. Right. I was trying to say the word toxicity, something like that. But you release that toxic, negative energy from yourself. You get rid of it, especially if you write about it. So that's one of the questions why I ask, why am I writing this book? Because for all the years that I have been facilitating this seminar, one of the most reasons that I've discovered is that people want to be an author is because they want to be a celebrity. And that is the wrong reason. That is not the reason, because you're going to be disappointed. There are so many books out here that are just garbage, and they are selling like wildfire. So how does this dissuade you from writing some garbage? Well, it doesn't. Just because you write a book doesn't mean it's all good. But anyway, people want to be celebrities, but I think one of the more important reasons is to share that, to help yourself and help somebody else along the way, and leave a legacy. Books are my babies, because I haven't birthed any children into the world, so I got lots of books in me. And I think whatever you write about, it needs to come from the heart, and you need to be passionate about it, because there are going to be some days where you're going to have some challenges. Not that you don't already have challenges, but you're going to have some more challenges, especially, do I tell this part? Do I tell this part? Well, let me tell you, I told pretty much all of it in this book. I tell some more of it in this book, but the real juice
is in the next book.
So you
chopped it up a little bit.
I chopped it up. As life progresses, you tell a little bit more. But the real deal, Holyfield, is gonna be in the movie. Okay, already now. Thank you very much. So you gotta ask yourself the question, why am I writing this book? Is it because I'm passionate about the message that I'm trying to give to you, the public, or is it because I want to leave a legacy? Books on my babies. I need to write a book like that. Books on my babies. I like that. Or is it because you want to be a celebrity? If you want to be a celebrity, you want to be on NUA, GCI, WGN, V103, forget about it. Forget about it. Because you don't know the ropes to go through. Francine, our marketing director, can teach you that, but that's another show too. Okay, so the next question to ask yourself is, what is my book going to be about? Is it poetry? Is it prose? Or is it fiction, nonfiction? What is it? Do you have any idea what your book is going to be about? Do you have any idea, Coach?
Nonfiction.
Nonfiction. And why is that?
Because we tell the truth.
Tell the truth. All right now.
I mean, it's just time, And another concept that, there's just a few things that we work with doing the coaching. And the truth is going to do one or two things. It's going to make you free, or it's going to hold you hostage.
Oh, did you hear that? Can you say that again for the camera?
Either the truth is going to set you free, or it's going to hold you hostage.
Set you free or hold you hostage. Can you explain that? Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Truth shared, and we just touched on it a little bit, because when the sister stood up and she talked about the book that she's currently writing, the two books that she's writing, and that's, speaking truth. And there's freedom that comes from that. And you talked about it, not carrying all that negative energy around, because negative energy just
eats you up,
grabs hold to you, and it refuses to let go. And, and just sharing truth releases and frees you up. And holding on to it is what actually enslaves you, and it keeps you in bondage. And we talked about
as well as your health, because it'll give you an ulcer.
Oh, definitely, all kinds
of health problems. Yeah.
All type of physical ailments surface as a result of
stress,
negative.
Bones won't move, hair fall out,
crawling
turn
into
gray.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that to you.
I didn't hear you.
I
What'd you
said
say?
crawling into the doctor's office.